Go get me a sandwich!
When I started this channel some 10 years or so back, I did it as a way to share techniques. I did it as a way to show what can be done with an American species, the bald cypress, as well as working American styles into the world of bonsai. It's gone pretty well. It's also forced me to get out here every year and make videos as my skills progress, as the trees progress. But all of that comes crashing down with the death of a child. If any of you have suffered this loss, I know, and it can be bad. So for the past 4 years, it's been a matter of, as far as the trees are concerned, because I want to keep this focused on trees, it's been a matter of wake up, fall out of bed at around 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon maybe, plop down on the sofa and then have breakfast around 8 o'clock at night and go back to bed. Gets pretty rough. There are support groups out there. There is grief counseling. If you have your own loss, you need to talk to somebody. You need to understand what your new normal is going to be. If you have a chapter of the Compassionate Friends in your area, I recommend going. They are a support group. It's not a psychiatric help group. It is made up of people who have lost their children. They are feeling the same loss as we found. It is to varying degrees of grief, and every loss is so unique and so personal. People help. I have mentioned many times in the past that local support groups for bonsai are paramount to your development. Even if you have no social skills whatsoever, go sit in the back, just watch, and you will learn more about bonsai than you're ever going to find in a book or in a YouTube video. Get out there and join a local bonsai group, give them your support, sharing and growing the knowledge of bonsai. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful art form. And for myself, in our grief, for me personally, the local bonsai group has been a refuge. I still go to the meetings every month. I've been to conventions. I made a couple of videos, but I had trouble pushing through the block. So I want to say special thank yous to a couple of people. I have been collecting every year since the 90s, and this is just it's almost as bad as when Katrina came through and wiped out everything. This is just me not watering, me not feeding, me not trimming for the past couple of years. And I want to thank Byron Carr especially. He makes sure that I get out there every year. We go up to a lake in North Louisiana. The lake is contained on his family land, and it is chock full of beautiful bald cypress. Many of them are old bald cypress. There are American hornbeam in the hills, so we've been collecting some American hornbeam as well, and I'm really liking this species as a species for bonsai. I have been carving pots. I have carved a couple of stone pots, but those are my skills are still developing on that. I have been carving stone slabs like a madman in the past 2 years. it's finally taking off in the area. And again, Byron has become a collector of my stones. He is creating many beautiful forests, and when I go to visit him, he's actually got my stones all lined up on the benches vertically, not horizontal, vertically. He likes the way they look. I'll keep carving them, Byron. I want to thank Mitch Thomas. He was in an early video where we're out there collecting a monster of a tree. Mitch was a pallbearer at my daughter's funeral, and how do you thank a guy like that? He's fantastic. I want to thank the others at the club. There are many people who I've known for upwards of 30 years. It's a while. It's a while to have people you know in your life. People like Randy and Robbie, Jim. I want to thank Kathy and Dawn, Melissa, Dennis, Peggy, Gerald. Gerald is a member of the club who has also suffered losses in his life, and he has been a great source of refuge. These people are all there to help me develop my bonsai, but they're also just the smile, the slap on the shoulder, and the hug. And how do you thank people like that? Yeah, I guess with a stammering video like this. But thank you guys. I've had so much trouble trying to get this video together to try and say the right things, and we're just gonna go right through that passing fire truck. I'm not too far from a fire station. We hear that a lot. Sorry for the people who have called for a fire truck so early in the morning. I want to say a couple of other things. So let's see. Let me just check this real quick. Wow. Yeah. No. I've lost total control thanks to the fire truck. Well, look. If you have suffered your own loss in life, find out about grief counseling. Sometimes employers will have that available to you. There are places you can go in your local area. Check with the mortuary that handled your child's funeral. The Compassionate Friends. I do want to mention that there is a word that I discovered to help describe who we are, the parents who have lost children. The word is Viloma, and I keep misspelling it, but I believe it is Vilomah, Viloma. I'm spelling it in my head. I keep wanting to add some extra letters in there. I created a group on Reddit. If you go to Reddit, if you know Reddit, reddit.com/r/VILOMAH. It's just been created. There's no posts in there yet, but I hope it's something that I can give back to the many, many people who were the shoulder that I cried on and still cry on. You don't get over this. This becomes a new normal, and you want to give back. It's brutal. It's the toughest thing you will ever do. But let's get back to bonsai real quick. From here on out, this is a channel reset. If it was green before, it's very likely dead. That includes Heartbreaker. That includes about 90% of the St. Catarrhi tree. If the tree was this tall, this much is green. So that's gone. The stone slab forest that I had it was gone before this event due to a sprinkler malfunction. on vacation. The Hollow 13 tree is completely gone. The tree that I hunted with Mitch, I think it was called Hunting Twisters, is what we called the video. That tree has one very strong live branch and the rest of it is gone. Maybe there's something I can do with it, but if it was green and growing, it's gone. So from now on, all live green projects are going to be new. I have not lost everything that I ever had. I've got some boxwoods that are still alive, even though they may have some yellow leaves that I need to remove. But there are also a lot of this. This is a Harlan, I believe a Harlan, maybe a Kingsville. Whatever it is, it's fire fuel now. I'm probably going to have a bonfire where I toss everything into a big flaming heap. But not until I water everything until it rots. Bald cypress sometimes will sprout even though they've been dead for a year. I'm looking over at Heartbreaker. That was a dead tree for a couple of years. I just kept watering, and all of a sudden it starts sprouting green again. I don't know. It's a resilient species. So you'll see me doing American hornbeam, you'll see me doing bald cypress, and hopefully next week you will see a video where I went to Underhill Bonsai in Folsom, Louisiana, where another person I didn't mention before, but I will mention now, and he's another great guy and been a great help. Again, not necessarily a grief person help, but a friend. And when you find yourself under a dark cloud, not today, when you find yourself under a dark cloud, friends of any type are fantastic people. Well, Evan Perdue of Underhill Bonsai, Folsom, Louisiana. This is Louisiana's, South Louisiana certainly, their only full supply, full service bonsai nursery. It's 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes north of Louisiana, north of New Orleans in Louisiana. We put together a giant slab planting. The two parts. The large stone in the back would have made a great single stone for a forest, except it's the back accent forest, which blew my mind. I've always thought of stone plantings as a single element and never tried to break it down into two. I did work on a bald cypress forest where I put in two separate groups and had an empty space to represent a waterway, a bayou passing between two groves of trees, and you'll see two groves or multiple groves of trees on many forest plantings. But this was a separate stone. This was the back accent piece. The piece in the front was about 4.5 feet, almost 5 feet across, and much more than 2 feet deep. It was, we put that forest together in a day, and we did it as a live stream. He does a third Thursday live. Check with his Facebook page, Underhill Bonsai. Third Thursday lives, he does a broadcast from the nursery, and I was quite honored to be his guest artist last month in April, because now it's May. So check out that video. It'll be coming out next week. I have modified my production workflow. I've modified my production workflow to edit as I go. So I've got a video switch where I'm switching from camera to camera, and I'm going to try and not record so much in camera, but to a separate device, and hopefully that'll help me get videos out quicker. So a couple of comments on videos. Well, let's see, we're overdue for an update on your trees. This was it. Most are gone. I'm sorry, but you won't see those again. We've got, let's see, looks awesome. I don't see any updates. Yep, you don't. Can you update? Can you update? Can you update? We need an update on this one. Yep, nope, that's what they've all been asking. And I wish I could. I really wish I could, but this is it. Maybe I'll reflect on them again when I do the bonfire. Let's see, and then on my video reflections, I just wanted to mention that in 2019, January through the following January, I made it a point once a month, every month, even twice in December, I went out on the Blind River in St. James Parish, sometimes early in the day, sometimes late in the day, but I always got out there and I wanted to document the seasons on Blind River, and it came out pretty well. I put some of it together in a bonsai video where I called it Bald Cypress Bonsai Reflections, Thoughts on Non-Japanese Styling. These trees, the bald cypress, will grow for thousands of years, survive hurricanes, survive serious hurricanes. They'll survive beaver gnawing on them. And they've survived, many of them have survived man and deforestation. And these are trees that you want to see in bonsai. These are magnificent trees, and I really don't like to entertain talk where people say if you're not doing it Japanese style, then you're not doing bonsai. If you're Japanese, say it all you want. Thank y'all very much for that. But if you're a European or American or such, take a look outside your window and tell me you see Japanese styles outside your window. No, you're going to see the styles local to your area. Those are the styles you should cherish and try to develop. That's my opinion. That's my inclusive opinion. Let's see, Bill, I'm a B-52 pilot stationed in Shreveport. I'm trying to get a hold of you. Are you still around? That wasn't even on a video for a bonsai tree. Maybe the guy's got a subpoena for me. So I guess that's it. I hope that's everything I wanted to cover, because I'm going to just go ahead and post this video and say thank you to all the people that I've mentioned. Thank you to the people that I neglected to mention. I'm sorry I didn't mention everybody by name. But it is greatly appreciated. Again, if you've suffered loss, you can reach out directly to me if you want. I will be happy to just chat with you online. If you're in the New Orleans area, you know, let's get to one of the Compassionate Friends meetings and we can talk there. If you know someone who has suffered this horrible loss, give them a smile, give them a hug. So what do I do with my life after I've lost a child? Is I have 2 other beautiful children that I need to care for and still raise, even though they're now young adults. You never stop caring, you never stop loving. If you are searching for ways to still do something, be something in your own life after a loss, grow a tree. Grow a tree, and perhaps when you pass you can hand it off to the club, hand it off to someone who does bonsai, hand it off to someone who doesn't bonsai. Sorry, it's going to go. But hand it off to someone who's going to do bonsai. Maybe a part of you will live on, and that will give you a small sense of immortality. And I hope that some people look at this video years from now and look at a tree of mine and say, shoot, this is a part of Bill. Wouldn't that be nice? So anyway, I'm waxing poetic and getting maudlin here. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you soon in a more bonsai related video. Y'all take care. Bye now.